Dear students, welcome back to my class. Today we are starting with the topic what are sanctuaries and national parks. In the previous class we have discussed about the in situ conservation. There we have just mentioned what is meant by sanctuaries and national parks. So here we are moving in detail of these two. Okay, so the first one is called the wildlife sanctuaries or simply the sanctuaries. Actually, the wildlife sanctuaries are the examples of in situ conservation, and this is an area which is set apart for the preservation of wildlife under natural conditions. Here, the killing, hunting and capturing of species by humans are strictly prohibited. And this wildlife sanctuaries are established in India by the gazetted notification under the state government. So, the removal or exploitation of wildlife or forest produces from a sanctuary requires the recommendation of the State Board for Wildlife. Here we are discussing about two different sanctuaries. The first one is called the Tattekad Bird Sanctuary. What is the peculiarity of this sanctuary? And this is the first bird sanctuary of Kerala, and it was established on August 27, 1983. And this is located in Devikulam Taluk of Idukki district, and they are characterized by the richest bird habitat in peninsular India. And this is the entrance of this Tattekad Bird Sanctuary, and these are the different types of organisms. Some are just I figure out here birds, which is commonly found in this bird sanctuary. It covers an area of 25.16 kilometers, and they generally consisting of birds. That is why it is called a bird sanctuary. And the different types of birds generally found in here are forest birds, water birds and visiting birds. About 200 species of all these type of birds are commonly seen here. For example, Great Indian Hornbill, that is Variable, then Jungle Fowl Katukoli, White-breasted Water Hen, then Golden-backed Woodpecker, Grey Heron, Indian Hill Myna and Crow Pheasant. So these are the different kinds of birds that is generally seen in the Tattekad Bird Sanctuary. Then there is a particular place in this bird sanctuary that is called a Cuckoo Paradise. It is named because this area is generally characterized by a wide variety of cuckoo birds. Okay, based upon the bird fauna in Tattekad Bird Sanctuary, the famous scientist, you may be knowing that, Dr. Salim Ali, he has published a book on the basis that is called the Birds of Kerala. Okay, so that is a basic idea of what is meant by Tattekad Bird Sanctuary. Okay, so let's move to the another sanctuary that is called Parambikulam Wildlife Sanctuary. This is located in the Chittoor Taluk of Palakkad district, located in between Nelliyambadi Hills and Almalai Hills. This is having an area which is covering about 285 kilometers and was established on February 12, 1973. It is considered as one of the World Heritage Site by UNESCO, and this wildlife sanctuary is also rich in flora and fauna wealth. The common organisms or the common animals which is found in this sanctuaries are line-tailed macaque, bonnet macaque, Nilgiri langur, common langur leopard, a wild cat, Nilgiri ta, spotted deer, samba deer, wild dog, Indian rock python, elephant, etc. Actually, there is more than 270 species of birds and 50 species of fishes have been reported. Out of this 270, 134 species of birds are rare and 18 species are endemic to the Western Ghats itself. Also, 17 species of fishes are also endemic to this part of this Western Ghats. Nearly 25 species of amphibians and 125 species of butterflies are also recorded in this area. The world famous and 450 years of old Kanimara teak that is mainly located in this wildlife sanctuary. So that's all about the Parambikulam Wildlife Sanctuary, and this is also some prominent animals which is found in this sanctuary. Okay, so that's all about the sanctuary. In your syllabus, we are discussing two different sanctuaries, that is Tattekad and Parambikulam. Then comes national parks. This is also we have discussed in the in situ conservation, right? The national parks are generally concerned with protecting and conserving outstanding natural fauna as well as fauna. Here also hunting, killing, capturing, deprivation of the natural habitat, destruction and collection of wild flora and fauna are strictly prohibited. Grazing of livestock like cows and goats, etc., as well as other many anthropogenic activities are strictly prohibited here. Here the rules can be permitted only by the Chief Wildlife and Warden of the state under the provision in Chapter 4 of the Wildlife Protection Act. The largest national park seems to be Northeastern Greenland National Park, which is established in 1947. And the first declared Indian national park is called Haley National Park, and it was renamed in 1936 as Jim Corbett National Park. Okay, so that's all about the introduction of national parks. And here we are discussing also two different kinds of national park. The first one is called Iravikulam National Park. This is the peculiarity of this national park. This is the first declared national park of Kerala, and it was established in May 19th, 1978. And this Iravikulam National Park is very famous for the occurrence of Nilgiri tar. This is Nilgiri tar, and the scientific name is Hemitragus hylocoreus. And where it is located? It is located in the Devikulam Taluk of Idukki district, covering an area of about 97 kilometers, which is consisting of high altitude grassland, which is interspersed with the shola forest. More than 50% of the global population of this Nilgiri tar are generally found in this national park. Mammals in addition to that, the mammal like gore, sambar, jackal, jungle cat, strap-necked mongoose, Nilgiri marten, Nilgiri langur, Malabaster are also reported from this national park. So that's all about the Iravikulam National Park. The next one is called the Silent Valley National Park. And this is a very beautifully attracting place, and these are some photographs of this Silent Valley. This is traditionally known as the Sairendravanam, and it was established as National Park on November 15, 1984 under the provision of Wildlife Protection Act. And this is actually the southeastern corner of the Nilgiri Valley of Western Ghats. This is mainly located in the Manarkad Taluk of Palakkad district, having an entire area of 89.52 kilometer per square, and this is also a part of Western Ghats, and World Heritage Site also recognized the Silent Valley National Park as by means of the UNESCO in 2007. The peculiarity of the Silent Valley National Park is biodiversity is very unique and unparalleled, with many species of medicinal plants and insects which are not found elsewhere. In 1983, Srimati Indira Gandhi, she was the Prime Minister of India at that time. She declared the Silent Valley as the Biosphere Reserve. Okay, and in concentrating the Silent Valley, there is an human movement, that is when Silent Valley movement was established, and it was very successful in effort in the history of the environment movements in the whole world. This is generally concerned with the protecting rich biodiversity gene pool. There is a famous river is flowing through the Silent Valley that is called Kundikura, and a dam is constructing over there. So we know that when we construct dam, there will be a great loss of the wealth of the fauna as well as flora. So for protecting this Save Silent Valley movement was generally introduced, and it was very successful. Okay, so that's all about Silent Valley National Park. So I hope you understood a basic idea about what is meant by national park and sanctuaries. Both are generally concerned with protecting or conserving organisms in the natural habitat itself. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please do in the comment section, and thank you.